All right, people, get in here. We have got to talk about a active situation that is happening in Minneapolis right now. Unfortunately, there is an active shooter situation that is taking place at a school and also a Catholic. I guess it would be a parish, so it's kind of like a church slash school thing. There are children involved. There's the active shooter. There's the massive police presence. Everything that I've got for you guys, I can't even link it in the description. It's happening so fast. So just make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on as we continue to follow this entire thing. I'm just going to dive right in. So make sure you guys let me know audio and video is working over in the chat. We should be good to go, but I'm going to jump right in. This is a kind of a breaking report kind of thing that I want to show you guys. All right. So as we get into this, guys, these things have got to stop. I mean, flat out, these things have got to just, we have to move past these things. But like I said, it's happening at church. I'm just going to give you a high level, and it looks like notifications, of course, are, screwed. Anyway, let's get into this. So I'm going to show you an audio clip from News Now. Oops. Let me get back to that. Here we go.
Know that the shooter is dead.
Pause that. All right, so if you guys are just now getting in here, make sure you got audio, video. I see a few of you over there, and then we'll hit this.
Shooter call. We now know that the shooter is dead. Officers are reporting 20 victims. A man dressed in all black and armed with a rifle was reported at the scene. EMS has requested a mass casualty response, and fire crews are bringing in additional resources. As I said earlier, mass casualty does not mean deaths. It just means victims of some kind. Fire crews are bringing in additional resources. Initial information indicated that the suspect shooter is no longer a threat. That we know to be true now. Out of an abundance of caution, they are asking just people to stay out of that area because there's a lot of work to be done, to complete this investigation and move through what they need to do this morning.
All right, so good stuff. You guys you're letting me know audio, video is good. Excellent. All right, so guys, I'm so sick of these things. These things need to stop immediately, and we need to harden the softest targets that we have. That's just my own personal opinion, but let me get into the actual details. More stuff will come out as we go forward. Breaking: shooter at Minneapolis Catholic Church and School was dressed in all black, armed with a rifle. Again, these are all early reports. I'm just going to walk you through the high-level stuff of what they're reporting. 20 victims, which means casualties of some sort. It is a mass casualty response. The FBI is on scene and a massive law enforcement. That's not surprising. Suspect is deceased. Good. Hope. Never mind. Good. And the call came in at 8:27 this morning. So as I'm going to kind of go through these things as they're occurring. All right. Breaking reports coming in Minneapolis. Police were short on resources after a fatal shooting in downtown Minnesota earlier this morning, and now wanted a Catholic church. A violent night overnight in Minneapolis. Police were pretty strapped. They also dealt with a shooting involving 7 victims yesterday. So this is the second mass shooting in Minneapolis in the last 2 days. Another fatal last night around 8 p.m. It could be a lot of this help is being called in to alleviate the busyness Minneapolis police are under. The feds are here to the rescue. Okay. And someone just put a comment right over there. It's so infuriating. They won't spend the money to have security, but they'll spend the money to change your kid's gender or ideology. So frustrating. Frustration is a very good descriptor for where we're dealing with. Let me show you this one little clip while you guys are filtering in. Again, I'm just kind of showing you as much as I can. As we know it, I will obviously address this.
Following a violent night overnight in Minneapolis, so we know already that Minneapolis police were pretty strapped. They responded to at least another deadly shooting in downtown Minneapolis earlier this morning. No indication that any of that is connected to what's going on here, but just gives you an idea of this city's resources and how they've been using those. They also dealt with a shooting involving 7 victims earlier yesterday, another fatal last night around 8 o'clock. So it could be that a lot of this help is being called in just to alleviate some of the busyness, I guess that you could say, that Minneapolis police are under. But clearly a lot of agencies now coming in to help. And I will say, Amy, when you see sometimes a lot of these law enforcement officers kind of by the perimeter, we saw them bringing plainclothes people that look like not law enforcement, maybe people involved with the scene, kind of taking them away from that scene. Could be.
All right, that's not really, I'm just telling you what's happening. So The worst part about this, obviously, it shouldn't happen in general, but one of the worst parts is anytime that children are involved or near vicinity. So earlier reports are saying that there was a school at this church. Other reports are saying that there is a school across the street from the church. I don't know any of those details. I do know that there are 20 casualties of some sort, way, shape, or form, but I don't know anything beyond that. Let me just keep on going as you guys are getting in here. Please send this out because the notification clearly did not go out. All right. Breaking: an active shooter has been reported at the Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis, Minnesota, with multiple casualties and dozens of injuries reported. Again, per usual on this channel, my standard operating procedure in these types of things is I don't do any of the politics. I don't do any of the commentary. I don't do anything of that nature. I just kind of show you what's happening, and as the details come out, I'll bring more details, and then all the picture will become clear, and then we'll go into the normal breakdowns. But let's keep on going. This is coming. FBI's on scene. Let me just show you this clip. This is from the local Fox affiliate.
Plain clothes that then they.
Oops.
You can tell a large response right now, and you have a lot of these officers out here, even plainclothes officers. Now, look, there's one with an FBI listed on this officer's tactical gear, plainclothes that then they throw on some of this tactical gear to get out and respond to something like this. So at least the law enforcement presence, the size of the presence here is giving us an idea that whatever is happening is something pretty serious. So this is where our crew is stationed right now at
Okay, obviously it's something serious. There's children, there's innocents involved. And again, you can see that this really doesn't matter, but the mayor is involved, all the police presence. I'm just kind of giving you all the details that are coming out as they're coming out. I'm going to zoom in on something a little bit more pertinent here. If you're just now tuning in, actually, let me go back to, this is a good one. If you're just now tuning in, here is the high level of what's going on. Again, right now we're just in the data information sharing phase. Let's get into this, and again, share this one out, guys, because it's not being sent out. Come on.
Multiple victims here, and the shooter is believed to be deceased. Olivia, I'm going to go to you with more on that. What is the latest here?
Yeah, our team reporting, again, as you said, that there are multiple victims at this incident. Again, this is at the Annunciation Church School in Minneapolis, and the suspected shooter here, as you said, Diane, is believed to be deceased, and this is from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Local police, again, are assisting here. Federal is assisting here. State authorities are assisting here. Everyone working together.
All right, that's the first time that I've actually heard that. Again, guys, if you're just now getting in here, we're walking through the details that are releasing. I'm not going to give anything beyond that. It looks like, as they just said in that news report, it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, which ended the entire thing. That's pretty. Sounds like that's pretty standard operating procedure. Cause as much chaos as you can, and then show yourself the door. That's just trash. All right, let's keep on going because this stuff makes me so mad. Like, we need to harden our freaking schools. We need to protect the most vulnerable amongst us. All right, this is for Mr. Guns and Gear. He is throwing out an NBC report. Let me show you what he's got. Again, I'm just kind of showing you a collection of what's happening as of this moment.
We need to share this information. This was just confirmed by Fox 9 sources that the suspect is dead. This is confirmed by Fox 9 sources. So, and folks back in the newsroom and control room, just please, you're doing a great job. Continue to what is confirmed and what we can report out here, because there's a lot of information that's coming in on our internal channels. So I appreciate you guys being so specific. Thank you. So reports now confirmed by Fox 9 sources that the suspect is dead.
I'm looking at some of our images here that are coming in as
we need to share this information.
All right, that's just kind of repeating the same stuff. So, guys, if you're just now tuning in, let me kind of take you back to the beginning of this. I'll play this clip again in a second. Again, this is just a developing situation. So right now, at a very high level, let me zoom in here. This is what you're looking at that they're reporting as of this moment. 20 victims, FBI on the scene, suspect is deceased, and the call came in at 8:27 local time, so within the last 2 hours. And it's obviously a Minnesota Catholic church, and the school was dressed in all black, armed with a rifle. So here's the high level of what we know at the moment, or at least the early reports. Rifle involved, one individual, self-deletion, school/church, 20 victims. Again, no idea on the intensity of those victims and those casualties, but that's where we're at this moment. Of course, you gotta observe the lefty posts that are immediately politicizing a tragedy an hour within its time. It's the reason I fight these people all the time is because it's just there is nothing is sacred to these people. All right. Here we go. This is the part that really is just awful. Catholic babies are leaving the scene with their moms and dads. Please pray for the parents who don't get to leave with their children today. I don't know any of those details, but here's the actual video clip of it.
That part of this scene, and not so much of dealing with the active shooter, because again, we have learned the active shooter is dead, but all of this aside, these children leaving, the parents being allowed behind the crime tape to go get their students, tells us that a lot of the threat has tampered down at this point, that they're allowing people to leave this, to enter and leave the scene of this investigation.
Yeah, I could not imagine that. I have children. I could not imagine that. But bottom line, and like literally texts are flying in, all these updates. So the good news is the situation has been resolved. The bad news is I don't know any of the details, which I will release as soon as possible. Here's something from Minneapolis itself. Police say gunman is contained. This is obviously a little bit older of a report. I want to show you one thing on here. That makes sense if the individual is contained. And okay, this is actually new stuff, new information right here. Let me zoom in for you. So this is a local source. It was updated at 10:35 CDT, so that was 2 minutes ago, just so you guys are fully aware. The shooter has been contained, and there's no lingering threat to the public, but we already know that the shooter self-deleted. Here you go. Here's more information right here. An army of police and paramedics arrived at Annunciation Church around 8:30, where Richfield police reported a man dressed in black and armed with a rifle was spotted on the scene. Police confirmed there are approximately 20 victims, but did not share details of their status. This part right here, this is the new information that I was saying right here. Multiple sources told the news source that the shooter is dead. Honestly, good. And that a bomb squad is working to disarm multiple improvised explosive devices. And now that's more information that I wanted to bring for you. There are also apparently IEDs. So what we're dealing with now is not only a shooter, not only a homicidal, suicidal individual, but also someone who brought actual improvised explosive devices into that church. So it's also bombs. That's something new. A high-level source shared that the mass shooting occurred during Mass at Annunciation Church and that 3 people are dead, including the shooter. That's the first time I've seen the number 3. The source told the reporter that 1 victim is a young student. That's just awful. So right now, those are the details they've got. Children's Minnesota Pediatric Trauma Hospital said in a statement to the Associated Press that 5 children were admitted for care. So that's the first time I've seen those numbers, which is, okay, it doesn't matter, that part. So right now, the earliest reports are saying that there are 5 children that are in a hospital. It says 1 victim is a young student. I don't know what that means, but the IEDs or the bombs is a new development. Of course, the violence shouldn't be happening, no kidding. Governor Tim Walz was involved. I've been briefed on a shooting at Annunciation Catholic School, and we'll continue to provide updates as we get more information. Praying for our kids and the teachers whose first week of school was marred by this horrific act of violence. That makes sense. Yeah, here you go. Here's some more information right here. Wednesday's incident is just the latest in a violent 24 hours in Minneapolis. 3 people were shot and killed in 3 separate shootings Tuesday afternoon into early Wednesday morning. At least 8 people also suffered gunshot wounds in the incident. So you're going to hear a lot of stuff, and this is actually something that you guys need to know. You're going to hear a lot of information of like the 24-hour period. They're separate things, or at least their early reports are indicating they're separate things. So last night, there was a shooting that qualified as a mass shooting where 1 person was killed and 6 others were wounded in a completely different thing. And now this morning, there's the Catholic Church and the school, which is what we're talking about right here. They're going to say a deadly 24 hours in Minneapolis. That's what they're talking about. They're not related. It's completely different. Okay? Just so you guys know as we're going through this entire thing. I'm going to go over to my X feed, and I'm just going to start to give you updates as we go. I don't know what's going to actually pop up, so just bear with me. Of course, Eric Swalwell's doing that. Here you go. Giffords.org is posting 8:15, 8:30, 20 people shot, 2 are confirmed dead. This shouldn't be normal. Of course, they're politicizing it immediately. Same thing. The left is coming out we're the only so-called development country in the world. It's the guns. Shocking within 2 hours. That does not surprise me at all. That's weird. I'm just going to keep on going down as we go into this. Here we go. Okay, this is actually the first time I've seen this. Hold on a second. All right, so this is from Fox News. Breaking witness gives more details of the shooting in Minnesota. It was the children's first day of all-school mass that started at 8 a.m. The shooter opened fire around 8:20. The church was full of children. I don't know that. I'm just reading the reports with you guys. All right, here's this interview from Fox News.
Were on the left side, and so he was on the left side. So there must have been sporadic gunfire going on. He said it looked like just a normal Sunday mass. So it was full, of people and children. So.
And how did he get out?
He just ran, when the fire, he said it seemed like it went on for eternity, but when it stopped, he ran out of the building.
When did you first hear about this?
So we live about 2 blocks from here. I was on a call. All the windows of our home were open. I know what gunfire sounds like, and I could tell. I was shocked. I said, "There's no way that could be gunfire." There was so much of it. So it was sporadic. So it was a semi-automatic. It seemed like a rifle.
A lot of gunfire there, according to the.
Okay, so what that tells me is with early reports, and I'm just going to kind of start piecing these things together. That's why I'm doing a live so it can develop for you guys. What that seems to me is one individual intent on doing harm. They have reports of IEDs and bomb squad is actually on scene. You've got multiple sporadic long bursts of semi-automatic fire, reports of an individual with a rifle. That sounds like exactly what the left would want. I mean, it sounds exactly like what they think is the bane of all existence. And unfortunately, it was a church full of children. So those are all new details. I haven't seen those things yet. I'm just going to keep on going on the updated feeds that are coming down. Again, of course, lefties are just being disgusting. Shocker among shocks. Okay, here's more information. This is more localized stuff. This is why I'm doing these things. Hold on a second.
Their children home now after what has been just a horrific morning for them at Annunciation Catholic School. But just thinking about those who are involved, and again, we don't have information on victims yet, but we know that a gunman is down and dead, so we know that there has been a shooting here.
I also want to point out, while we were on air, around 9:15, maybe 9:20 or so, we did see Mayor Jacob Fry arrive at the scene and was let inside the crime tape, but presumably getting much closer, talking to law enforcement officers who are responding. So we'll be waiting to see. We're closely monitoring his channels, his information, as potentially someone who could give us an update about what happened, but obviously they want to make sure they have all of the information first. And as Amy's been saying, anything like this happens, you'll see a lot of information out on social media about potentially people wounded, potentially people shot. Not always when someone is hurt in this situation does it mean that they were shot, even though this was a call for a shooting. So we're just working to gather all that. We want to make sure we bring you the latest information and most accurate information. And again, at this point, it seems that law enforcement is still very focused on this investigation, focused on making sure that these kids are okay to go home, getting them reunited.
Okay, so this is actually new information that I haven't seen yet. The shooter that opened fire at an Annunciation Church and Catholic school in Minneapolis has reportedly killed himself after spraying 50 to 100 shots. That would check with other reports, killing at least 2 children, which is absolutely awful. According to the Star Tribune, he just pepper sprayed through the stained glass windows into the building, 50 to 100 shots. He killed 2 kids. Okay, so this is the piece. This is kind of the fog of the whole situation that happens. Earlier, we had a report of him going into the building. Now we have a report of him shooting through glass windows outside the building. I don't know. This is terrible. This is evil. I don't know how you defend against this. You harden the schools and you protect the vulnerable. Again, I have a rule. I don't do anything political with these things for 24 hours. But this is protect them. Protect our children. It's not hard. But anyway, again, same rule. I don't do this. All right. I don't do that for 24 hours out of respect for the whole situation. Standard operating procedure. I kind of wish our opponents did the same thing. but they don't. So it's like that sometimes. And pepper spray during the attack. See, that's another interesting thing. Now there's reports that pepper spray has been used. I don't know. I don't know why. It's so twisted. Again, I don't touch these types of things politically, just because I don't want to look like this individual. Man, I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to have to cut this thing off pretty soon. All right, so I'm just going to keep on going. That's the 20 minutes. That's pretty much the updates that have happened. It's just, it's awful stuff. This stuff is awful. Yeah, so they were attending mass at the time of the shooting. It's all the same information. Okay, so at this point, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect more information on this, and I'm going to basically go through the entire process and deliver detailed reports throughout the day as it develops and get more information out. You can follow me on X at Braden LOA, where I'll be posting all these things. You can subscribe to the video, like the channel. You can do all those things, turn the notification bell on. But bottom line, we've got to harden the schools. We've got to harden our churches. We have to protect ourselves as individuals. Head on a swivel, carry a gun, be trained, and prepare to defend yourself, because the evil that is exhibiting itself in our society must be quelled. That's all I can really get for you right now. All right, listen, that's the updates. I pray for the families. I hope to God this doesn't continue, and I will see you on the next one. My name is Braden. I'll see you later.